Good morning and good evening. Today is our day 2 talk on the Vajrayogini Sadhana. So generally, Dharma, if you look the Sutra of recollection of the three jewels. In the Dharma recollection, it said Dharma as a virtue as a beginning, virtue as a middle, virtue as an end. So when it come to the Vajrayana, as a called preliminary practice and actual practice. Vajrayana as a practice divided mainly two. So preliminary practice, I think each sadhana have their own different. Like according to the Jagar-sambhavara, there's called the common preliminary practice and uncommon preliminary practice. Common preliminary practice of the Jagar-sambhavara is we talked last week, taking refuge, generating bodhicitta, and meditation on the four immeasurables. Those are common preliminary practice. Why is Vajrayana's common preliminary practice? They are not belong to the Vajrayana. People may think, oh, these are sutras teachings, not Vajrayana. Vajrayana is separate from the sutra. People may think. Actually, Vajrayana is not separate from the sutra. Vajrayana is a step up from the sutra. It gone to the more advanced. The practice is more advanced, not like a different one. So when when practice is go to the advanced, then it's become a Vajrayana. More so other than that, it's actually part of the Mahayana practice. For the Mahayana, as a really necessity, Vinaya. If you look the jewel ornament, foundation of the bodhicitta is the Vinaya. So that way, here from the common preliminary practice, when we said to take a refuge, that is talking about the Vinaya or Hinayana path. So that way, when those three common preliminary practices mainly emphasizing from the mainly talking from the Hinayana and Mahayana path, like a bodhicitta and for immeasurable is mostly is a Mahayana path. So those three are preliminary commonly practiced from the Hinayana, Mahayana, Vajrayana, all three, when come to the individual liberations, that is a common to Bodhisattva, like Mahayana practitioner. Individual liberation is a common to the Bodhisattva. But when come to the bodhicitta, is common to the Mahayana and Vajrayana. Both practice that one. So that's that reason these three, refuge practice, bodhicitta practice, and for immeasurable, they are kind of like according to the Jagar-sambhavara Tantra is called those three are common preliminary practice. So which is we already talked yesterday. Then last week. Then uncommon preliminary practices, which is in this particular sadhana, there's only one, which is called the willow protection. Only one is mentioned. Other three are not really mentioned in their, except the receiving the empowerment from the 5 deities. So can say there's two of them, from the four. There's a four common preliminary practice. It's called the Vajrasattva for the purification, Guru Yoga for the receiving blessings, willow protection from the protecting from the our practice, and self-empowerment or self-entering into the mandala. So those four is called the four uncommon preliminary practice. Why is it called the four uncommon? This is only Vajrayana's preliminary practice. That way, uncommon preliminary practice. From those four, in this particular sadhana, only two of them. It's called first is a willow protection. We will talk soon, and the second one is a what called the enter into the called the path of empowerment, or sometimes it's called the path of empowerment, or sometimes it's called self entering into the mandala, which is the receiving empowerment. So those two actually in this text there's mention. So that is a basically in the Vajrayana they are basically Vajrayana specifically in the Chakrasambhava Tantra. This is the what is the preliminary practice. So since this Vajrahi or Vajrayogini practice is a part of the Chakrasambhava Tantra, where we can count them as also Vajravarahi is a common preliminary practice too. Okay, so in the Vajrayana, as a practice is divided into two, generation stage and a completion stage. This practice, this sadhana particular text practice is mainly emphasizing on the generation stage. So basically, generation stage is the antidote of the being attached to the samsara, worldly life. Like we attach to our place, I mean, normally people said, no matter how bad is, your home is always be, beautiful. So that is why we see as our hometown or our home country or home place is a more desirable place because we have a stronger attachment. So long as we have this attachment on the place and on the body, we have no chance to liberate from the samsara. So in the generation stage, mainly we transforming our place as a mandala and our body as a deity. So that is because of that we have an attachment to the place, that is transformed to the mandala, so we can cut attachment. And because of our attachment to the body, we transform ourselves as a deity, so that way we can cut the attachment. So this, because once we can cut the attachment, actually then we can liberate from the samsara. We don't have to come back to the samsara. So until now, from the beginning list to until now, why what make us hold in the samsara continually, is a attachment. So it's like a dog on the leash. They can run on the certain area, but because of the leash, they cannot go further than that. So same way, even seems like we are free, worldly, circumstance, but still we come back on that because we are leashed by attachment. So how to cut that attachment is then transform into the place as a mandala and our body as a deity. So this transformation is is called that there's a 4 different type of generation stage. So those 4 different type of generation stage is the antidote of the 4 different type of rebirth in the samsara. There's have a birth from the womb, birth from the egg, birth from the moisture, and birth from the miracle birth. Like most of human beings, also most of animal are birthed from the womb. Also, many birds are birthed from the eggs, and many insects like mosquito and lots of those insects birthed from the moisture, and like a hellworm and also guardworms, like sentient beings. Some of those are, most of they are miracle birth. So that is that 4 different type of rebirth in the samsara. So that reason Buddha gave a teaching called the 4 different type of generation stage. Yeah. So there's a called, first is called 5 5 manifestation of enlightenment. Second is called the 4 Vajra. Third is called the 3 ritual generation stage, and fourth is called the instantaneous generation stage. So according to the Pauzula Tengwa was one of the main disciple of the 8th Gamabba Mijidoji. Why I'm using this according? Because before I was asking some question to the Holiness, and Holiness said, just based on the Pauzula Tengwa's commentary, you should, give teachings, because of that, I think in the Kagyu tradition, one of the greatest commentary on the Vajrayogini or Vajrayogi is the Pauzula Tengwa's commentary. So that reason I'm basing on this commentary. On the Pauzula Tengwa's commentary, 5 manifestation of enlightenment is the antidote of the birth from the egg, antidote from the womb. 3 ritual generation stage is the generation. I think 3 ritual generation. Yeah, generation is the birth from the moisture, and instantaneous generation is the birth from the antidote of the birth from the miracle birth. So this 4 type of generation stage is a antidote of the 4 different way to rebirth. So that way is a one way said, practice of the generation stage is the being cut attachment to the body and place. And another way said, this different way to practice of the generation of as a liberate us from the 4 different type of a birth. So once we're not born, then we don't have to worry about the rest of our samsaric problems. So samsaric, every other problem is every one is called the 8 great sufferings. Everything start from the birth. So that reason, once we can, reverse our birth from samsara to nirvana, then the rest of suffering will be, disappear. So that reason, this the Vajrayana practice of the generation stage as a liberating us from the samsara by cutting attachment. So that way we don't have to reborn again in the samsara. back to the samsara. We don't have to rebirth. So that reason, these four different way to practice. Okay, so first one here, you can see the three mantra. Om Subho Shuddha Sarvadama Subho Shuddha Hang. Om Bhajan Shuddha Sarvadama Bhaja Shuddha Hang. Om Yoga Shuddha Sarvadama Yoga Shuddha Hang. So all three mantra, there's a two kind of Shuddha. You see the Subho Shuddha Sarvadama Subho Shuddha Hang. Also Bhaja Shuddha Sarvadama Bhaja Shuddha Hang. So the two kind of Shuddha. These two Shuddha, as a referent above, first one is called the primordially pure. Shuddha means the pure. First one is talking about the primordially pure or naturally pure. All phenomena are naturally pure. Okay, so that one is a primordially pure. But still, even we have the naturally pure, our mind is naturally pure, still we are with the defilement, obscurations. So we have to work hard to purify them. So once purified, that one is called the removal of obscurations of the defilement as a pure. So the purifying, that is purifying. So there's a two type of purity. Rahinamda and Lubuteta is mean the naturally purity. One is that pure. Second one is called the purity free from the adventitious defilement. So those two. So that way. What called Pautula, he said this mantra actually this is actually completion stage. So if you want to understand the depth meaning of this mantra, you have to understand the Mahamudra. Without the understanding of the Mahamudra, cannot understand the depth meaning of this mantra. So that way, I mean, it's a literally translation or meaning as a wordly meaning as a Subhava Shuddha, mean the naturally pure. Sarva Dharma, mean the all the phenomena. In here, Dharma is talking about the phenomena. You know, tree is a Dharma, house is a Dharma, body is a Dharma, not Dharma as a scriptural Dharma alone. So every phenomena are Dharma. So there's a Sarva Dharma, mean the all the phenomena. Subho Shuddha is the nature of a pure. So that is true. And the second one is the Bhaja Shuddha. Bhaja, or in the Sanskrit called the Vajra. So it's mean the something as a like we said a Vajra speech, union of the emptiness and appearance, union of the sound and appearance, union of the thought and appearance. So that way, those purity of those two union are naturally pure. And yoga shuddha mean the actually union. What is a union? Is if those two union are non-abiding state. Not just union as a two, inseparable. Okay, so that is what it means the union. Because sometimes when you say the union, it means there's say, oh, two are union, become together. This one is a yoga shuddha mean the inseparable. They are cannot. So that way it's called Tibetan called the Sungju Rab to Mineba. It means the non-referent or non-abide. So it's beyond the one or two. So that is a so that way yoga shuddha sarvadama yoga shuddha hams. So this is a meaning is a briefly that one. And according to the Kungarenche, Kungarenche's Sadhana, he said first mantra as a purity of the body, second mantra as a purity of the speech, And third mantra is the purity of the mind. Okay, or purity of the projection, purity of the projector, and purity of the union of non-abiding. So that way there's three type of a mantra here. This is actually is a completion stage. So that is showing us in the Vajrayana, when we're practicing deity, completion stage have to be with the union with the generation stage have to be union with the completion stage, and completion stage have to be union with the generation stage. So those two are cannot be separated. That way, this is actually part of the generation stage, especially this called the generation stage without a sign, which is the Mahamudra. So, absolute generation stage, or the ultimate generation stage, which is the Mahamudra. So this is a meaning, is a mantra, that stage, but is also belong to the part of the generation stage. Even it is meaning as a completion stage. So that was showing as a generation stage and a completion stage have to be union together. One thing is that one. Two things, I think, why we have to meditate on the emptiness, because we have a really bad habit of grasping on the existent. So that grasping of the existent have to be break. Without the breaking down the grasping of the existent, we cannot transform ourselves as a deity. So it's just like when you buy the property, on the property, if there's an old, rotten house, a really old house, first what you have to do is you have to clean the old house, diminish and remove and clean. Then you can build something, If you not remove the old house and diminish the old house and try to build on there, it never work. So similarly, through this meditation of the emptiness and remove all the conceptual defile, this impure projection, impure appearance as a pure, clear, make clear, then now we can finally visualizing the pure mandala and deity. So I think those reason this mantra here first comes. Also, one I think can say one is I think that's I think a good way to think as those two main reasons. Okay, so then they said by purifying these three mantra, all the phenomena subsume within the grasp and grasping become emptiness. So there's a purification, purification will have a further explanation. There's a 4 part. First is called the basis of a purification. Second is called the what is it being purified. Third is what purify or the antidote. And fourth one is called the result of the purifications. So first is called the basis of the purifications. Basis of the purifications. So we need something to purify it, like if you have a fruit, then you said, okay, wash the fruit. If you don't have a fruit, then you cannot wash the fruit. So when you're washing, you have to wash something. So here, basis of the purification is our nature of mind, called the Buddha nature. That is the basis of the purification. And what is it being purified? What purifying is it called the temporary defilement. So this one is we use it as a temporary. Temporary mean because those defilement, obscurations, negative thoughts, they are not the part of the nature of our mind. That way is called the temporary because it's not the part of that. And the third one is the antidote. The antidote is then any kind of Dharma practice, especially here, is called the meditation on the emptiness. through the meditation on the emptiness with the recitation of this mantra Om Subhashita and Bhasashuddha. So that way the purifying, the result. But then fourth word is called the result of the purification. And the result of the purification is by this purification, we are break pieces of the, grasping of the phenomena are normally we grasp, and grasping are free from what called the inherently exists. So like a Heart Sutra said, 5 aggregate are empty of inherent existence. So that is the realization of that. So we will reach to the have chance to become a Buddhahood. So that way this this purification how to say four part of the purifications. Okay, so then it said from that state, by expressing hum, the cannot be arrow net rise. Around that, outside of that is the great protection circle of the blazing primordial wisdom fire. So this is called the willow protection. Now you're visualizing after the meditation on the emptiness, the within the emptiness appearance of the form. So this is called the pure illusion body. Why? Because it's just a rainbow-like body, illusionly. So that way within the emptiness, so that is mean the from that state. From that state mean the within the emptiness. You cannot make this mandala as a what called the gross or solid existence. You have to make the mandala as an illusion body. So that reason saying from that state, mean that within that emptiness, they're expressing yourself, expressing the hum. And that hum is a transform to the Vajra foundation. This is the protecting the complete mandala by this. So Vajra means the undestructible, something is undestructible. So Vajra foundations, and the enclosure is a wall, Vajra wall. And the tent is like a 4 direction to closing to the Vajra, the tent, like this, kind of like a dome on the around the mandala, and the canopy is a inside the Vajra is a kind of decoration. Most is a lati is a inside the temple. You see this kind of more decorations, but arrow net is there's no separate arrow. Vajra foundation is built by the Vajra, like this Vajra, but this Vajra is you see this is joining here. But the Vajra foundation, the Vajra is open. This all is open, really sharp. So that open very, very sharp, and all the empty space is completely filled with that kind of Vajra. This pipe spot are kind of more like open like this, and really sharp. No one can touch. So when it's completely filled Vajra wall and Vajra tent is built by that kind of sharpness of Vajra. That is what is mean the arrow nets. This arrow is mainly talking about the sharpness of the tip of the Vajra, the top, I don't know, tip or that Vajra is really sharp. So that is like a, I think you can see sometimes, building is really protected. Then you put the, what called this metal cage, really sharp metal cage that people cannot touch. That kind of, and completely seal. Also the tent and the wall is a Vajra is not like a 2 Vajra come like this, the wall. Sealed because every empty space inside have also Vajra. So completely seal, even air not come through. So that kind of a meditation is what is mean the arising around that outside is the great protection circle of the blazing primordial wisdom fires. It's a all there's another circle of fire. So this is a called the willow protection. So why? Because the Dharma practitioner, when we practicing, there will come a lot of obscurations, and most of obstacles so we couldn't recognize it. There are obstacles, you know. Sometimes most of actually Dharma obstacles come nicely, including the form of CD, including the form of clairvoyant, including the some kind of like power. Some people when they did some retreat and when they do some mantra have a power. Okay, that power is not necessarily CD. That can be obstacles, because the obstacle can give that way. You know, that then that power, some kind of power or clairvoyant, you become arrogant and you become famous and you involved with money, and then your mind is totally corrupted with the a worldly concern. So that reason obscurations, especially people are meditating in all the called the son of the god. There's one called the Devapudra, Mara of the Devapudra. He doesn't like that, because anyone who meditate can go to above him, Dom Ram and formless Ram. So he doesn't want to anyone become higher than him. So that way, especially people who meditating, he will come to disturbed. So I think that reason in the until you become a stable practitioner, most of the retreater, they keep the enclosure, doors are closed, door is closed, make sure outside people not see you, you don't see outside those people, try to keep the distance. That is as the same as a willow protection. So this willow protection is a necessary to practitioner. And innerly, that's outwardly we visualizing, but innerly, best willow protection is bodhicitta. So Lord Jidusum said, bodhicitta is the will of supreme protection. So innerly meditating loving kindness, compassion, bodhicitta, outwardly visualizing Vajra tent, Vajra canopy, Vajra wall, Vajra fire, and also if you are capable, then you can visualize in the outside of the Vajra fire all the wrathful deities, like all the male are facing out, all female are facing in and protecting from you from the 10 directions. So you can visualize that one too. So this Vajra wall, especially the Vajra wall, is so deep until to the reach to the bottom of the earth, called the golden plate, touch to the golden plate, and go higher until to the Burmese state. So high that and so deep that no one can break through that. And so that kind of visualization, that what is mean, that is a willow protection, these ones. Okay, then said in the center syllable A transform into the Damodaya with a point root through downward. So you can see the picture. That is the Damodaya. There's a two Damodayas. So one is called the bottom, one is called the top, but both go through. So one is the representative of the one Damodaya is a representative of the earth, and another Damodaya is a representative of the actual mandala. But when the painting is come like this, all go through. So that is a Damodaya, and so Damodaya is a, okay, you can see. So Damodaya said that it's expanded the top like the hood of a cobra. Like a cobra have a huge hood. It means that it's basically Tenga mean the open space, not necessarily like cobra. Tenga mean the in the Tibetan is actually not copra. It's talking about like ding mean the kind of like the ground. The ground is a really open, large open space. Okay, so big one, and so top of is an open, huge open like a great space. Then it's so corporate operas. That the outside is a blue, the inside is a red. So that is the color of the Damodaya is a outside is a blue, inside is a red. It is a vast and immense, and on the center syllable pum transform into the multicolored lotus. So I mean, you know that mostly blue and red is symbolizing as a wisdom and a method, or you can say, you know, Jagasambhavara and Vajrayoginī. I mean, you can say because whatever appearance in the mandala, included the seed syllable, everything have to be inseparable of the deity. Sometimes you can visualize the deity, sometimes you can visualize some syllable, but those are inseparable. And this pum syllable, if I think according to the Chakasambhavara's practice, then should be yellow color, pum, yellow color. In the Chakasambhavara practice, this pum is yellow, lotus is yellow. I don't know, yellow, so you can yellow pum transform into the multicolored lotus. So that is a really big lotus. You can see bottom of the pum and the lotus, which is the you know seed of the where the actually Vajrayoginī seed. Okay, Ellen, I want to change this translation on this page. Said is expanded at the top is white opening. I just changed that way. Is expanded at the top is white opening. It's like the hood of a cobra is not necessary there, because this word Tibetan tenga is it can be white opening or hood of the cobra. Cobra had that, so both can use, but here they're mainly talking about the white opening, like open space. So it's I want to change next text when you fixing, please change that part. Okay, just remember.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so then said seed syllable R transform into the full moon. So it should be this R is a white color. Seed syllable Ram transform into the sunset, should be this red color, red Ram. Then which is are the interlaced human corpse. Interlaced, it means the like a lifeless human corpse. So which is supposed to be, this one is like a corpse that is the outer breath is stopped, inner breath still remain. So someone is just immediately dead, that kind of. So it's have to be fresh, but it's not rotted. So when is the fresh and non-rotten is the outer breath is a stop, inner breath still there, then it's a stay remain as a fresh. So that kind of corpse. Above on that, the nature of my mind as a red syllable bum. So this is a red color. The syllable, this is called the seed syllable of the deity. The seed syllable is have to be same color as a deity's body color. So Vajrayoginī is a red color, that way red syllable bum. And blazing with the light, they transform into the diku knife with the Vajra handle adorned with the center with the syllable bum. So this diku knife is called the hand implement. So until this, then is maybe light emanate from this and make offering to the noble ones. It means all the enlightened ones, and purifying the negative deed and obscuration of the sentient beings. So two kind of light. One is offering to the from the light offering become offering. Another light is becoming light of the purifications, who is purifying as all the sentient being in the 6 realms and establish them in the state of the Vajrayogini. So all them become a Vajrayogini. So that is a, until now, from the in the center to it transformed to the, you know, the Modaya 2 until now. This is the second Vajra generation of the seed syllable. So second from the 4 Vajra generation, this is the second generation, Vajra generation. Okay, now two of our Vajra generation is finished. Now the third one, the Vajra generation of the complete body. So complete body meditation of the deity with the 5 characteristics. So which is called the clarity 1, purity 2, divine pride 3, empty by nature 4, and non-duality 5. So every deity yoga practice, when you practice, you have to know, visualizing the deity, you have to know those 5 characteristics of the deities. So first one is a clarity. Clarity means that you have to train yourself, see clearly the deity's image. So for that, we're using the photo, we're using the statue, and the different way you can visualizing. It helps to, you know, become clearly understand, clearly see the image in your mind. So when you, I mean, in your mind too, you can transform yourself clearly for that. So these days, you know, those photos are not that expensive. You can print anywhere, good quality print, maybe only cost a little bit money. And you don't need a fancy stage or tanga if you don't have money. This is okay, just print really good quality painting, then use that one as a support of the clarity. So how to visualizing clarity is it? Here said, this light gather back. Light earlier we mentioned, light, one light is become an offering to the Buddha and Bodhisattva. Another light is a purifying the all sentient beings. Those 2 lights gather back, then completely transform. So gather back and dissolve to the hook knife and bomb syllable. So when the light is dissolved to the hook knife and bomb syllable, it completely transforms like the red silk rays into the sky. Myself become a Vajrayogini. The body, my body is a red in the shine with the brilliance of the 100,000 sun. You know, so sun's really color is red. So when the 100,000 sun, red sun come together, it becomes so red, brilliant, shiny. So something like that. So you have to visualize a Vajrayogini's red, what called body is a red in color. Then my main face has 3 eyes. So she have 2 faces. You know, Vajrayogini have 2 faces. One is main face. Main face has 3 eyes. The expression of the mix with the mix, wrath and patience. Actually, there's 3 kind of expressions. It's called the wrathful expressions, patient expressions, and compassion expressions. One angle, when look, she is look wrathful. One angle, when you look, she is look passionable. One angle, when you look, she is look compassionate. Or you can say, when it comes to the enemy of the beings, evil beings, she looks wrathful. When it comes to the Jagasambhavara of the heart consort, she looks patientable. When it comes to the sentient being devoted to the Dharma, she looks compassionate. So she have those 3 expressions together. Or you can say each individual, because of their circumstance, see different way. So those are true, you know, such even some statue have that kind of a expression. Some people can see that statue looks really scary. Some people see that statue really attractive. Some people see that statue is really kind, compassionate. So based on our mental state, they have that kind of expression. So here is only mentioned the two her expression, but Vajrayogini basically have three expressions: wrathful expression, patientable expression, and compassionate expressions. And Feng slightly bare her Feng, and behind my red ear is the black head of the sow. So this is her second phase. Sow face is the second phase. So behind the red ear, this is a grow between the ear and hairline. So that is the sow. But some Vajrayogini I saw, or the sow is on the crown. But in this particular, I don't want to make people too messy or confusion. So just forget about the crown one. So her sow is here, behind the ear, between the ear and hairline. That is the sow, and sow is the female wild pig. And the sow is making a snorting roar. I have a crown of 5 dry skulls. So that is you visualizing this is okay. Then said I have a crown of 5 dry skull. You can see the picture, and my hair is unbound. Actually, Vajrayogini's hair half is bound on the top. You can see photo. This black part is hair. So half is bound up the top, and half is loose. So that is what mean that. And I wear the necklet of the 51 skull. You can see the like a human head on the necklet, her 51 skull, and 5 type of symbolic bone ornaments. So 5 type of symbolic bone ornament, meaning it will explain later. But first one is called the crowned wheel. Actually, this is skull cap and hair, everything is around. There's one wheel. So that we call the crown wheel 1, earring 2, necklace 3, armlet 4. Then those all is made by bone. And this one, sasha, or with the belt and down here, this is called the sasha, the belt. So 5, this is called the 5 bone ornament. So she is wearing those 5 bone ornament. Then with my right hand, I brush the cook tikuk knife. So this is called the cook tikuk knife. The tikuk knife have 2 kind of ones, so called the male tikuk knife and female tikuk knife, puti and mudi in Tibetan. Male is a more Vajrayogini is not that much sharp, this one. That is a female. So there's a 2 type of a hook knife. So this is a muti, it's mean the female hook knife. And with my left hand, I hold the skull cup with the blood in my heart. So you see the heart, she is holding the skull cup in the picture here. Heart with the inner curve of my left arm are hold of the kadanga. So this is the kadanga she's holding. And I'm naked, joyful, partaking into the blood, and in my own blood drip forth. I press at the youth of the 16 years old, and my breasts are the rouse, with my right leg as a drawn and my left as a extended, and expense of the 3 realm, the transform into my dance. I dwell into the center of the self emanation mass of the blazing fire of visualization. So she is in the middle of the fire. So this is called the wisdom fire arising from her own body. This is not the same fire as what we visualized before, fire of the willow protection. That is a mandala, around the mandala. This is the fire as emanate from or manifest from her own body. Those are 2 different types. Okay, so that is the first, of the first characteristic of the called the clarity. So this one is you have to take time, try to read and take time to until it become clear. So lots of time when we're practicing, we read this so fast until to get to the mantra, but supposed to be take time and try to visualizing clearly. If you feel tired, then you have to move on next one. So that way it should take some time there, but make sure try to visualizing clearly. If that's a difficulty, then maybe you can use as a support of a tanga printing or statue or something to bring to better visualization. So also this one is becoming same as a part of the shamatha meditations, shamatha meditation with a base on the focal object. So same as a shamatha meditation. So now second one is called the donning the armor. Donning the armor is a fourth, also this is a fourth of the Vajra generation. Is called the placing the seed syllables, placing the syllable, same. So this is it, why we have to don those armor of the mantra or the deity around our body is there's 4 reasons. From this practice, make your samadhi more stable. One, your meditation become more stable. One, because it reduces the distractions. 2, it reduce the outer and inner obscurations, from outer and inner obscuration to disturb our meditation. So that is 2. Third one is and it helps us to realizing the profound meaning, profound meaning of the deity. And fourth one is it helps us transform our skanda, ayatana, and dhatu into the deities. So these 4 reasons we have to visualizing is called the donning the armor. So this is the placing the seed syllable, as you can see in the text said, at my navel, bam, transform into the red Vajrayogi. At my heart, ham yom, transform into the blue Yamini. At my throat, shim mom, transform white Moheni. At my forehead, shim shishi, transform into the yellow Samja Lini. At my crown, hung transform in the green Samdra Sini. At my limb, pet transform and Chantika smoking color. So you can see here our body and the mantra and those 5 color of the daginis. So this one. So you visualizing the syllable or dagini either way, same. But the place is between the skin and muscle. Those are syllable or the dagini is not outside of the body. It's between the skin and the muscle. That's we have to visualizing those places. And 1 and 2 also Chakra Tantra is called the Samba Rotaya. Chakra Tantra. It said mantra is a form of a yogini, and yogini herself is also form of a mantra. If anyone wish for the supreme siddhi or accomplishment, do not separate those 2. So the mantra which syllable, so bam ham yom shim mom shin hong hong pepet, they are can visualize it as a mantra that color that one, or you can visualize it as a yogini. But these 2 cannot make separate. Mantra is the yogini, yogini is the mantra. So if you make separate, then you are not really see the profound meaning of that one. Then you have no chance to realize the supreme siddhi, which is the Mahamudra. So that way you have to be those are inseparable. So the last one said, all my limbs. So limbs basically is talking about the 8 great joints. 2 shoulder, like a, each one shoulder is there's a joint. 2 and 2 what called the eyebrow, or whatever called, I cannot say in the English. So these 2, okay. So there's a 4 and 2 from the hips and 2 from the knee. This is called the 8 limbs. So that way, our last one is said, all my limbs mean that those 8 limbs, the 8 joint. At the 8 joint, you have to visualize in this last one is a pet. Okay, now this is what we're visualizing is called the Samaya beings. So now it's called the summoning the wisdom deity and receiving the blessings. Wisdom being is we inviting from the Pure Land. So here you can see within the sacred place of the yoginis, there's a red damodaya in the sacred place, adorned with the center with a syllable tree, should be red tree. Light emanate from this and damodaya, and the Victoria 1 of the 10 directions. This Victoria 1 means the Buddha, all the Buddha of the 10 directions, and inviting about the form of a Vajrayogini, space before in form of a Vajrayogini and Vajrasama Jas. By that mantra, you invited all the wisdom beings. One is why we have to invite the wisdom beings. When we invite, they say, Phantoms enlightened body of the yogini emanate from their enlightened body. This dissolve into my crown, generating the bliss and power of my body. Red vow and consonant emanate from their enlightened speech and dissolve into my throat, generate the force and power of my speech. And the stream of a bodhicitta is mean the nectar of a bodhicitta flow down from their enlightened mind and it's from the heart and dissolve into my heart, generating the primordial wisdom of the bliss and emptiness in my mind streams. Finally, yogini herself dissolve into me, we become inseparable. So this is all the 10 direction Buddha and Bodhisattva inviting by the wisdom light, by the form of a Vajrayogini or a Vajravarahi. So from her body manifests, from forehead manifests as a body of the countless of body, dissolve through your crown and receive all the body blessings. From her throat, it manifests as a speech, as a syllables, a consonant and a vowels, syllable, a letter, seed syllable, mantra, and dissolve to your throat and receive all the blessing of the speech. And from her heart then visualizing as manifests as a bodhicitta, stream of a bodhicitta, and dissolve to your heart, receive the blessing of the mind. Then Vajravarahi of the wisdom being dissolve into you, and you and Vajravarahi is becoming inseparable. This is called the union of the wisdom and union of the inseparable of the Samaya being and wisdom beings. So this is a reason so once you dissolve, then you have a more confident about I am that Vajravarahi. So then you can have a third characteristic, which is called the divine pride. That's mantra is missing here. Okay, so the mantra I mentioned is down here, is after the purity, but supposed to be mantra is joined here, meaning is because once you and you as a Samaya beings and invite wisdom being inseparable, then you have this divine pride is mean the I am the deity, which is the third characteristic of the generations as a divine pride. So that's we will talk next Tuesday. I think I cannot finish today, so I think we leave for the next Tuesday. And today we'll break here. And next Tuesday, if you have any question after the teaching is finished, we can discuss. I think next Tuesday we're not going to take 2 hours. So after teaching finished, we can have a question answer. Then next Wednesday is actually Dagini Day. Then we will do this practice with the Ganachakra talk offering. So if you want to join, then you should buy some more food, fruit, or juice or something, arranging the talk offering. So we will do that one next Tuesday and Wednesday. So thank you so much. Okay, so thank you so much, Ms. Ngong, also. And if you need a talk offering text, I'm sure Miss Ellen Badra, she can share with you. So please contact to her. Chanchu sem joy Rinpoche ma je ba nai je joy je ba nyam ba mem ba ya kone kondo pe wo joy Dada konde tham je to sundo sabada yebe jebe zawan Dada se je danje nyondo la na mamba yanda bazo be janju Rinpoche to ba ju je shija kunse kunji chu je tende na la wando te kumba renje be je tamba side shedu to san komben zinju je. Okay, thank you everyone. Good night and have a good day.